Griff, I don't know. I don't know anything about politics. I don't. And they say don't ever talk about religion and politics. So let's just get Jamie all kinds of phone calls. Who's going to win the election? Erik gave his weigh in, so let's see what you say. And what do you think? Why are our choices seem so bleak to me? Even with the volume off, just the way they look, the body language looks.
Even with the volume off.
Mm-hmm.
As he sees it right now, Hillary is going to be ahead of the game.
Okay. Because Erik's going against you. He's saying Trump.
Yeah.
And that got me upset.
He thinks at last minute, he said, we got to look, he's got free will. If he can shut up and zip up, he can probably win it. But he can't. And he's going to say more fucked up shit as we get closer to it. And in the privacy of voting, people are going to go, nobody's looking at me. I've said I'm voting for Trump. I'm voting because I'm a Republican. They'll just vote for somebody else, anybody else, because they don't believe that he can run the country.
Yeah, he... After
Mom,
yeah.
Mom, it hasn't even gotten as ugly as it's going to get.
Okay.
Like, we've seen some bad stuff already. It's going to get real fucked up.
So if you change your mind, you better weigh in with Jamie, because now it's between you and Erik Meadows. So let's see if he changes his mind. Because he said Trump, and I was just like almost fell on the floor.
Because, well, Mom, also look at the other countries that are coming in and talking about our politics.
Right.
You know, and we have a lot of presence in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to find that, fuck, if we put Trump in there, we're going to lose some of these relationships, and it's going to go down fast.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that American love that we only get to see in high tragic moments is going to start popping up.
Right. Because with the Orlando shooting, he said he called... God, what did he say? It was so bad, you guys. He said...
I don't watch TV.
Yeah. And I shouldn't. And I wouldn't have known about the shooting had someone not told me to turn it on. And I wish I didn't, but I think I would have heard about something that big. But he said, we got to talk to the gays or something like that. And said something about him being right about Islam, or I don't know. I'm going to butcher it. But everything he said was so butchered. Like, you were like, just please stop talking. Please stop talking. And I don't know about Hillary because I've not watched her at all. I just have a real problem with hate. Just hate, separation, racism, bigotry. You lose me there. Like, I heard she lied or she did something. I don't even know what she did or whatever. I can take a lie over hate, bigotry, and I just can, you know. But our choices don't seem that great this time around. I don't know.
He said they're not.
Mm-mm.
He goes, I'm hoping right now that all the women kind of gear up and vote for women.
That's what I thought would happen.
And he goes, I know I'm, young and shit like that, and I'm a guy. But, and just seeing women react, they're raised different, they look at situations different, they're more geared towards, providing
mm-hmm.
and caring for.
Nurturing. Mm-hmm.
Nurturing, and I just think that she'll resort to those characteristics in hard times, rather than Trump, who would resort to putting people in boxes again.
Yes. Griffin, you remember Dylan and I were talking about this. You remember the little boy, you called him the little boy in the brown box, a funeral you went to at a girl high, the little boy hung himself because he got in trouble at school? Oh, it's giving me the chills. Because he thought his parents were going to get sent back home to Mexico because they were illegal immigrants, or is that what you call it? And Trump wants to make that wall. Can you imagine that little boy killed himself at your high school because he was so afraid because he got in trouble that they were going to figure out that his parents weren't here legally and would be sent back to their country? You know what I'm saying? Like, So just that alone makes me think you can't talk like that. Like, America is what it is because of including everyone. Period. End of story.
True.
You know?
Very true.
And
Is you can't.
Yeah.
God, that's really upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget that. Just, do you remember that, Griff? It disturbed you to your core.
Yeah, it still does. Like, the feeling in the room right now is just...
Yeah. It was so beyond. So that alone would keep me from voting from someone. Just because that's just not the answer. That's another all or nothing situation.
Mom, we have to tell people that they do need to show up and vote, though.
Yeah.
Do you like there's more fucking votes for American Idol than there is for the presidency?
Is that true? That's probably true.
I bet it's true.
I bet it is true,
Just
G.
Google it.
You guys always tell me things to go look on a podcast halfway, and it is, yeah. You're probably right. Yeah.
He was like, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't like either choice.
Right.
You know, please at least go vote.
Right.
Like, gotta still show up. Pick the lesser of the evils.
That's kind of what I think, too. I think, too.
Damn it. Are we about to talk about religion, too?
No, we can if you want to. What do you want to talk about, G?
How much I love this.
I love you, Griff. You're smart.
He says, you worked really hard at this, Mom.
Thank you. Thank
you. And I don't think the people who are watching or reading will all understand how far you had to come to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping throughout asking questions and getting to know me that the viewers will chime in and get to know you.
Aww.
Because, Mom, there's like...
You're trying to make me cry, G.
No. He goes, oh, it is easy.
Yeah.
He laughed. He goes, no, not that, but, you know, think about it. The pain, the suffering, the mother-child relationship, like everything that we had. I mean, we weren't perfect. But we were perfect human beings. Absolutely perfect human beings, you know, with our faults and all this. Because I'm sharing that because when people have children who die, it's like they don't know how to identify themselves anymore because the stamp they put in the world just got erased, just eradicated.
Right.
And so all of a sudden they're walking around with like this nothingness, like no footprints behind them kind of a thing.
Right.
And I think watching conversations like this, watching questions like this, and seeing how you came to this point helps viewers who've gone through the death of a child for whatever reasons find their own footprints again, find out how to speak about their lives. Because what I like in keeping a relationship with those who've deceased, those who are deceased, don't have a body, is that you don't have to use the past tense all the time. Right. You know, it's Griffin is. Right. Not was. Right. I agree. And to show people that it's not creepy. Right. You know, we're not doing it because we're psychologically fucked up and we're trying to, you know, make them alive again. And it's... Right. And heal ourselves that way with a bit of psychotic remedy. Right, right. This is more of, you know, this right here is natural. Right. This right here is not new. This shit. Identify what shit is. Communication to those who are deceased. We'll say it that way. Okay. Communicating to those who are deceased is like really old. Like centuries. Like right. really fucking old, and they used to get it right. You know, they would mourn over the death of the body and how to rearrange the lives to fill in what that physical body was contributing. But they still had love for them, communication to them, new responses, like new answers from them. And that kind of grief that we have now, it wasn't as present. So I think that we're pulling this together to show them not something that's new, but something that's really old, that still really, really fucking works.
Right. I agree with you. And to add on top of that is that this has been going on with priests, everybody for years, and it was not talked about. Okay. And we didn't have a little, whatever we're doing, Skype and the TV and stuff to show everyone. Right. So I feel like you and I are I'm inviting people to watch me, and I'm putting myself out there because I watch people criticize Jamie and me, and they'll criticize me now and you. But I'm okay with that, because if it makes one person get up out of bed and say, I can do it today, because it shows the importance of the afterlife, that we will be together again. We do have a relationship. It's different. Is it the way we wanted it? No. But we're letting everyone be a fly on the wall and listen to us talk now and give people hope. And if they want to criticize, they want to criticize. That's just being human. We can't stop that, you know?
Not only giving them hope, Mom, it's like giving them an example.
Right.
Example.
Right. And selfishly, I wouldn't have made it without this. So without Skype, without sharing it with anyone, I would have still been doing it. So because I was led here, because of the reasons I was. And Jamie saved my life. And I wouldn't have made it. You know, I just would not have made it. Oh, yeah. It's 100. It's 100. And unless you've lost a child, don't criticize. You haven't walked in my shoes.
Mom.
You know? Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
Don't put it that specific.
Yeah.
He says, you know, in doing that, we're like, don't criticize.
Well, criticize if you want, I guess. I don't know. You're going to anyways.
There you go. Let people be who they are. But I think it's fair to say that, you know, nobody will truly know how you're feeling.
Right.
Even though we're all in this shit together, like we're so different. We're individual in the way that we choose to react. So, you know, death does various different things to people. But
I think about it because, Gigi, I grew up in the Bible Belt. And we'll talk about...
Right, you did.
Yes. And we'll talk about religion, being baptized Catholic, and my mother being Catholic. And my dad, later, I found out was atheist, but I didn't know that. And I really respect that he never told us his beliefs and let us decide for ourselves. And I respect that totally. And I wish it was like that for everyone in the world, instead of giving the person the glasses they have to put on immediately and they're not allowed to take them off and look at the world for themselves. I think that's a tragedy. And we saw that in that nightclub, you know.
Yes.
But my point being is that I got told by a little girl before at school that if I wasn't saved, I was going to hell. And I went home crying. And my mom said for me to ask her who the hell she thought she was. But my point being is that's not love. That's not religion, because I think Jesus, guys, the saved ones, I think Jesus came here to show the importance of afterlife and to be kind to one another. And I remember my mom told me the most important thing is to be kind to one another, and we can't even get that right as a society. That's all the religion you need, Marshawn, is just be kind to one another. Told myself and my siblings that. And the more I look at life, the more I think that's true. You know, you can hide behind a religion, but 50 people just got killed for a religion, you know, because someone was scared to be who they were. I mean, it's
very true.
That's not what, I don't know of a religion that condones that, or, you know, that if you really practice a religion right, I don't think they want that, you know?
Griffin says that maybe we could start memes. Yeah, the little pictures with the quotes on them.
Yeah.
Of
you know what those are too?
Griff's gifts memes.
Okay.
And he says, be kind to each other.
Oh my
Griff's
God,
gifts.
Griff.
And he
I
said,
love
so let's
that.
find let's find some images and stuff. He goes, maybe as we get into this, people will send images
Uh-huh.
that they take, that they
Right.
like, and we can put the memes on them and share them.
You even know what those are in heaven? I had to look up what that meant the other day, memes.
Yeah, he says, well, I've been pushing you to do this shit. He says it just goes.
I'm doing better though, G. I'm doing better. I'm trying, baby.
He goes, yeah, but anybody out there ask my mom something about football? She knows it.
Right? Ugh.
He says, we all have our talents.